Okay, so probably the most important thing about cutting out is that you shouldn't be sitting at your desk. You can sit at your desk for little pieces, but cutting out is a standing up activity, okay? And that's because you need to actually walk around your pattern piece as you're cutting. Okay, so I'm going to start up here with the waistline. So see, what you want to be doing is essentially, I'm not sure how it would work if you were left-handed. I'm right-handed. We could figure it out for lefties in class. So because you haven't pinned all the way along the edge, what you can do is you can use your hand to hold the pattern piece in place. So yeah, I'm just using my scissors to lift up the fabric. So you don't want to be sort of lifting the fabric with your hand as you're cutting it, okay? So the hand holds the pattern down and just the lower blade of the scissors lifts up the fabric. Okay, you want to cut very carefully. Okay, there's a bit of a shape in my dart here. I'm going a lot slower, you'll get faster just so you can see. All right? And then as you're going, you can either do this at the end or as you're going. Once you've done each length, you can then come in and you can snip the notches, okay? So remember, you only want to be snipping them a couple of millimeters. So you don't want to go right down to your seam. So in this example, the seam line is the black and the seam allowance is the red. Okay, so now that I've got that bit, I might just chop that off. So I've used a little bit of a sort of fat marker to create this pattern so that it stood out a little bit more in the video. So I hope that you can see what we've got here is that drill mark. Okay, so you will have learnt about this in your first pattern making lesson. This idea of marking the drill point back from the actual end of the dart. So the way we transfer these, so in industry there's actually a hole put through the pattern piece at that point. If you have an oar, if you've bought an oar, you can actually just push the oar through the fabric. But if you don't, you can use what's called a tailor's tack. So I'm going to do this in black so that when I take the pattern off, you can see it more clearly. Okay, so you normally just do one thread, okay, because it's going to come out, and you really just want to be taking a couple of threads, okay, and we leave it quite long because this thread is going to form the tailor's tack for this side of the garment, but also the other side that's folded underneath. Okay, I'm just going to move on to this one. So again, just putting in your needle. Okay, so try and make it not very big, probably only a couple of millimeters in length. Okay, now I can just take that out. So I'm just going to take the pins, the paper off the pattern. Okay, and you can see now with the tailor's tack, it can just pull out. Now, what we do to get the other side, so that's the side we were working on. If I flip it over, you can see there's these tiny little marks here and here. All right, so this one that I've been working on is actually the front. So if we pull it out a little bit, okay, and then you just snip. Okay, again for the other one, and then snip. And so you can see they're very, very temporary, okay, but that gives you a position to work with. So I've got it on both sides now. So the the tailor's tack can be used for all sorts of temporary markings on garments. You know, the most common use is to mark the drill hole at the end of a dart.